Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining for another special health focus. Oops, sorry, cat toy in the way there. It's lovely to have you with us, and let's get started. We're going to take right hand in a fist, please, left hand straight, pulling back the thumb, bringing the feet together, the hands together, and we salute, we press forwards. Lovely. Relax down. So in this class lately, we have been looking at the 24 International Simplified Competition Style Form. So let's get going with a little warm-up just to get ourselves ready for that. And here we're just going to feel our way from the center into the inner corners of the hips. And recently, the question came up, if I'm injured or even post-surgery and can't physically do it, what can I do? Or rather, a comment like, yeah, it's going to hold me back from my Tai Chi. Well, not necessarily, because whenever we visualize doing a movement, as in I suppose you could say, use your imagination, think to yourself, how would it feel if I were to go through the motions of this movement in real time? Not just that, but how would it feel if I were to go through these motions as if my body was fully functioning and comfortable? And if you go through the motions in your mind and visualize and feel each step and each stage of the movement, you'll notice that, first of all, it's fully engaging your mind. You're not doing anything else. But also it actually sends the energy to that area. An interesting phenomenon is that the mind can't actually tell the difference between thought and reality. Thought is reality to the mind. So if you're visualizing doing a movement and doing it well and comfortably to the best of your ability, you're actually stimulating the energy and the nervous system, which carries the energy, and the muscles that are related to that action. They're all getting the same stimulation as they would if you were actually to do the movement. Let's very gently and slowly change direction. And the upshot of that is we're creating and fortifying body memory, but we're also preparing the strength and preparing the ground, so to speak, to later on actually do the movement and do them well. So this is a technique that is used by top athletes. I recently watched a video about an American lady who had got into Harvard, a young lady, but she had also got into the Royal Ballet School in England, and she had deferred her American studies to do the training, the ballet training in England. And her method was always to visualize going through the entire dance, whatever she was about to perform, in her head. She would visualize it from start to finish and visualize the perfect performance. And then she would do her very best to replicate that perfect performance. But the fact that she had gone through it in her mind means that she had already done it once and done it well. And so the second time was much more easy. And so this is a habit of very successful people as well as athletes. Let's face it, athletes get hurt all the time if they're pushing themselves to the top of their ability. So it's a way, a method to keep training even when the body can't actually do the moves. So let's come back into the center, and we're going to do a little turn in each direction. So rather than just leaving an injured area well alone, we can stimulate it without moving it, simply by visualizing that movement in our mind, visualize doing it. It is quite difficult at first, especially if you're not sure of the movements, to visualize yourself doing it. So another way of tapping into that same resource is to watch other people doing it to the best of their ability. And as you watch them, they become, would we say, your avatar. So they're the embodiment of the movement, and you visualize or you feel, what would it feel like if I was doing that same move that they're doing now? Again, it requires a little bit of a leap of imagination, but it pays dividends. We have a thing called mirror neurons. So when we watch someone doing an activity, soften it down please, we actually are stimulating our neural net, our nervous system, to copy what they're doing. So we naturally have this kind of empathic response. So if you see someone kicking a ball, your leg muscles will twitch. You may not feel it, but they will, because you are learning. Just by watching, you are learning, and your system is replicating the action so that you don't have to work everything out from scratch. Imagine if as people we had to work out everything for ourselves. It would take forever. But from children, we watch our parents and we watch people around us, and just by watching them we learn and we copy them. And so we don't have to start from scratch every time. So if you can't visualize it easily for yourself, watch. Watch Tai Chi done very well. Pick your avatar wisely. Look out for the best Tai Chi around you, and then watch eagle-eyed. Just relax your mind and let the image and the visual flow over you, and it will actually stimulate your system. So be careful not to get melancholy if you can't get up and do it yourself. Immerse yourself in the experience of watching and be involved in it that way. Good, let's come back to center. We're going to breathe in and float up just to shoulder height and relax down. Breathe and listen to your body. Notice how you feel. And everything is connected. So if you had a sore toe, you may find that actually that influenced the entire body, that you feel it throughout your body. So listen and feel into your body, and that action of listening helps to release and allow the energy to flow. Remember, where the mind goes, the energy follows. Very good. Okay, so now let's concentrate a little bit more as we go into more complex actions. We have hug ball and relax, in and down and separate. Relax to center and hug ball. Now we want the shoulders to remain absolutely relaxed. Relax to center. Think of the movement of the arms coming from your center, your dandian, and expressing themselves really in the lower arms. The lower arms are doing the most actual physical work. But let the shoulders remain relaxed, and it's like a 0 point of movement. The movement's flowing through the shoulders, but the shoulders themselves are not moving. Good, do you remember this movement? Relax to center, take a breath, and relax down. So we were working on separate wild horse's mane last week and the week before. Let's ease from our stance. Let's give our arms a little bit of a rest and have a look at our leg work, put the two together and continue on. Okay, so let's go to the back of our space. And we're going to bring our feet together and lengthen up through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back. We'll take a nice deep breath and release, relax, calming down. And again, deep breath. Think of sighing the tension away. Down through the body, through the feet, into the floor. And one more time, this time an internal sigh. Good, release belly, hips and knees, and float your hands gently forwards and up. Filling your right foot, I'm going to mirror, emptying your left foot, step forwards left, and notice a little bit of width. We feed forwards from underneath and feed back. Lift and turn, relax down, feed forwards from underneath and square up. Repeat, relax the foot, feed forwards from underneath. Do you remember that exercise we did so that you're not tipping, you're not front loading, you're staying upright? Good. And you can put your foot down at any stage. Hello, cat. Hello. This is Rosie. Hello. Breathe, please. Yes. You want to do some Tai Chi? Do you? Very talkative. Good. And rest. Well done. Hello. Hello. Very talkative cat. Take a breath and relax down. Good job. Okay, so we're going to do it one more time. We're still warming up, so we're using this exercise to warm. This means we're going to take smaller steps, we're going to stay higher in our stance, and we're going to breathe and relax and feel our way. Think of melting through the air. Okay, one more time, please. Start at the back of your space and lengthen up. Hello. You really do want to join in, don't you? Lengthen up through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back. Take a deep breath and sigh the tension away. And again, sigh the tension away. Well done. We release, belly, hips, knees. Let's float the hands up. Nice and comfortable. Take the weight into your right, empty your left, and step. Feed forwards from underneath and back. Turn. Forwards from underneath. Fill the front foot, back foot empty, square up. Good. Feel your feet. And we want equal coverage of your weight across all four corners of your feet. So we don't move, we don't lift a foot until we are sure we feel stable and balanced. And you'll see this in masters, they never seem to wobble, but they do sometimes pause for no apparent reason. And if you see a master wobbling, if you see a master pausing, it's because he's waiting, or she is waiting, until he or she has got his balance. And only then will they move. Well done. Relax. Take a breath. And relax down. So there is no need to rush. If you ever feel that you don't have your balance, simply wait. Don't panic. Check your posture, the top of the head floating up, the chin slightly down and back. Allow gravity to direct your spine to hang down like a plumb line. You'll feel everything being gently drawn down, and that allows you to spread your weight evenly. So if you don't feel you're in balance, wait. Don't just wait as if it'll sort itself out. Check. Go through the motions, and by the time you have checked every stage, head up, chin back, relax down, fill your feet, you will have balance. Once you feel you have balance, then you can continue. Good. So let us now put the arms and legs together for separate wild horse's mane. We are just drilling through what we've been doing this last few weeks so that we're building confidence. And this is the only thing we need to do to get our Tai Chi to a good place is repetition. Repetition is the thing. I know we always want to do the next thing and the next thing, but unless you repeat, it's a wasted effort. We don't need more information. We need to use it and improve ourselves. So let's this time lengthen up. Sigh the tension away. Lift the right foot, turn it out, relax down, and take right hug ball. Good, now we're going to step, and as we step, that turns our body and brings the arms in towards each other. Squash it down and separate by turning your body. The arms are level with the shoulders. They're not too far in, they're not too far out, just in front of the shoulders. Relax to center, feed the weight back, and the whole lot turns. Feed forwards and hug ball. Look forwards and step. Separate, relax to center. Back, turn. From underneath we come forwards and in. As we step, we turn slightly more to cross the arms towards each other and separate, relax to center. Back, turn, forwards and in. One more time. Step and separate. Well done, and rest. Good. Let's do it one more time. Often the beginning of any form is one of the most challenging parts. They seem to give this baptism of fire that you have to struggle with this difficult step, and then after that everything seems easy by comparison. So maybe there's some wisdom in throwing difficult stuff at us at the beginning. One more time. This time we will just flow together. Are we ready? We lengthen up. Sigh the tension away. Lengthen the fingers down. We lift the right toes, turn out and take right hug ball. Here we go. Well done, and rest. Good, take a breath. Very nice, that's coming well. So you can use this video to rewind, to go back and play it again and again. Repetition is your friend. So Kung Fu actually means something done again and again and again, and it becomes really, really slick. So it could be Kung Fu anything. You could drink tea constantly all day long. You'd call that Kung Fu cha. You're drinking tea constantly. You could be a butcher who never stops doing his trade and becomes so beautifully skilled that it becomes Kung Fu. That's what Kung Fu means. It's not just martial arts, but the action of doing something again and again and again so that you get really good. So often simple people are fantastic at Kung Fu because they don't have the imagination maybe to be going here, there and everywhere and doing different things and dipping into all sorts of things. They just see something they feel is good and they do it again and again and again, and they get so good that folks who are easily distracted and are doing many things will never stand a chance of attaining the skill level of someone who simply goes, do you know what, that's good, I'm going to do that lots. So we have to simplify ourselves a little bit in order to really, really dig in and get good at anything. Like really good. Okay, so let's have a little look at our next movement, which is White Crane opens its wings and Old Cat washes its face. So we're going to begin with, let me see, where have we just gone to? So it'll be your left hand forwards and up and your right hand forwards and down. And you're going to turn and gather towards the hip, a small hug ball. Turn and the lower hand swings up, fingers pointing up, palm facing in, and the upper palm down. Remember, we keep the hands in front of the body. Can you see that? It's in front, it's not to the sides. If you look at it to the side, it looks all wrong. The back is kind of broken in its shape. So we want to keep the arm slightly forwards where you feel strong in your structure. Let's try that again to the other side. So we make a small hug ball in front of the hip, left up, right down, relax to center and make the ball. Swing up, swing down. Good. And you have this beautiful shape where the fingertips point to the elbow. And we keep returning to that measurement because it helps the structure, it helps the energy flow in circuit, and it also helps from the martial application. If your hand is at the right distance to measure your own forearm, it will be at the right distance for an opponent's forearm, so you can protect yourself from their fist, from their hand, and from their elbow. Good. Keep breathing. Just do what you can comfortably, please. We'll do a few more with me being quiet so that you can really concentrate. Go out, relax to center. Good, all right. And from here now, we go on to Old Cat washes its face. Again, we have this beautiful measurement of the middle fingers pointing to the elbow. Do you see the circular motion of both hands? We're doing inward circles. But one hand does 3/4 of a circle, while the other describes 1/4. And we want to start and finish at the same time. But simply relax your arms and turn your waist. And just a little bit of guidance from your mind is enough to make the movement happen. Good. So if you're struggling with this one, take one hand away and simply turn your waist, come over, turn your waist, come under and up. And you can even take your hand to your belly if that's more comfortable. Under and up. Turn the waist, that's a block. Turn the waist, that's a block. Turn and turn. Again, relaxing the shoulder does not move. Breathe. One last time. Good. Take that hand away. The other hand comes out. And it's the same movement on both sides, as in an inward circle. Do you see? We're turning the waist, the hand comes in and down. Turn the waist, out and up. Breathe and relax. So we can always break a movement down into its constituent parts, into its building blocks. And that is no less of an exercise. It can actually be very useful to do that, to become very familiar with the movement. And doing hundreds of these, then when you put them back together again, the body knows the movement intimately and doesn't have to think. Your brain doesn't have to go, now, what am I doing? It'll just do it for you. The body will tell you that it knows the way. Good, so if we put them back together again, it feels different because two sides are acting at the same time, but the constituent parts are exactly as we've just done. Old cat washes its face. Breathe. Good. And this is a very nice movement for blocking a continuous attack. So if someone is doing chain punches towards you or kicking and punching continuously, you can speed this up and you can just block them away. And often this movement is done while running backwards. You'll see this movement in faster types of Kung Fu where they are doing a series of runs backwards while doing this movement. Well done, and rest. Take a breath. Good, and you can just ease your shoulders. Give them a little bit of love. Good. So our next movement after Old Cat washes its face is called brush, knee, push, step. And though it has a very different quality to the separate wild horse's mane, it is also stepping forwards. So let us give our arms a rest and have a little play with more practice of stepping forwards. And this time I'm going to do the same as you. I'm going to turn my back and we'll all do it together. So you don't have to worry about rights and lefts. It's all the same. So feet together, please. We lengthen up through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back. Take a deep breath. And sigh the tension away. Feeling down into your feet. Feel the 4-point coverage. And again, deep breath. Sigh the tension away. And we'll do it once more, and internally sigh. Good, so let's lift the right toes, turn them out, and sit down and release your left foot to go into what we call empty stance. So empty stance means that the leg is extending forwards, but there's not much weight on it at all. You're allowed to put a little bit of the weight of the leg into the foot, but not the body weight. Okay, so we can use our arms just to help us balance, nice and neutral position. And we're going to flick the foot back and step. Again, we feed forwards from underneath. And then we feed back. We keep the whole body as a unit and turn slightly, relax the foot down, feed forwards from underneath. And when we are happy with our balance, we square up. You can put your foot down if you need to, otherwise just come through. We step, relax, feed forwards from underneath, and feed back. Lift and turn, relax, feed forwards from underneath, and square up. Step, and back. From underneath, come in, step, and back. From underneath, come in. Well done, and rest. Good, take a breath. Now, this floor is challenging for me because it is a 2 centimeter thick foam. It's martial arts matting, so it's great for throwing people to the floor and rolling around. It's nice and insulated, it's nice and warm. But from the Tai Chi perspective, my foot goes down and it gives. So any little fluctuation in my balance, the foot just kind of sinks into the spongy surface. But it's no bad thing actually. It is useful because if you can work on a difficult surface, then when you come to an easy surface, it's so much easier. It's a bit like people putting weights on their legs, and so they go for a walk, and when they take the weights off, their legs feel really light. So there is something to be said for practicing on a difficult surface. For us, it's just the floor underneath is quite hard, it's concrete, and I was getting a sore back. So this was a very nice way for us to sort that out. So it's nice and soft, but I feel, I wobble a bit. But that's pointing out to me that I need to work more on planting, rooting, and keeping my balance. So So if you're working on carpet and you're thinking, oh gosh, this is really tough, actually work for a little bit on the carpet and then go and do a little bit on a wooden floor, and you will feel brilliant on the wooden floor. So adversity actually builds strength. It's not the end of the world, but do be safe. Make sure that you're safe wherever you practice. For some folks, especially if you're dealing with mobility issues, it becomes unsafe. So if you're working on gravel, there's maybe some give, you might slip, or grass might catch your feet. So yeah, choose your battles and be careful so that you're building strength and stamina, but not putting yourself at risk. Okay, so we've done a little bit more stepping practice. Let's now look at brush, knee, push, step for our silk reeling. Silk reeling literally just means one movement done in repetition, and that's how we improve. So let's start. We've done our old cat washes its face, and we'll be to your right. I'm mirroring again. So we're pointing to the elbow, and I want you to think of a piece of string that is linking the two hands together, but rather than just linked, it's going up and over a little wheel, like a pulley system. So we're going to push the lower hand down, and as the lower hand comes down, the upper hand comes in towards your ear. And at the same time, we're looking from the top hand, and as we press down, we look forwards, we look where we're going. And you can actually glance at the floor to see where you're about to step as well. I don't want you to be staring at the ground, but neither do I want you to be oblivious to what's going on the floor. So one more time, we press down and we look forwards. Good, and now we have the brush, knee, push aspect. So we untwist the body and the arms swing round in front. So actually that isn't an arm movement, it's a body movement so far. And we continue when we get to the center line, so both hands, the fingers are touching the center line, we keep turning the body, but instead of letting the hand come round, we let the upper hand glide forwards. So that's your brush knee, the lower hand, and the upper hand is pressing forwards. And at the end, we relax to center, allowing the heels of the hands to gently sink. Then we do exactly the same thing on the other side. So this is as if we're going into old cat washes its face again. The lower hand comes up, the hand that was in front points to the elbow, and we repeat. So we press down, come into the ear, look forwards. We untwist, and when we get to the center line, we keep turning the waist to send that top hand forwards. The other hand comes to just in front of the hip. Good, and continue. Lower hand comes up, point to the elbow, and press down, look forwards. We untwist the waist and then continue to twist to send that top hand forwards. I'm going to show you it from the side, but keep going with me. Do you see I'm still in a bent position? I'm not here. Can you see how brittle that is if the arm is completely straight? So I push forwards, really just allowing the hand to glide forwards as I turn my waist. So we continue. Notice my arms are in front of my body. Press down, look forwards, around, and continue to turn the waist a little to send the hand forwards. Relax to center. So that little relax, the heels of the hands just drop ever so slightly. Good. And turn, point to the elbow, look forwards, press down, untwist, and in front of the center line, press forwards, and a little drop of the wrist. That is as you relax to your center. Point to the elbow, press down, look forwards, brush knee, and push. Relax to center. Point to the elbow, press down, around, forwards, relax to center. Point to the elbow, press down, around, relax to center, up, down, around, relax to center, up, down, around, relax to center, up, down, around, relax to center. Well done, and rest. Take a breath. Good, so let us try to put the arms and the legs together. Now, often people, when they're starting out, think, oh my goodness, that's too much, there's so much going on. That's not the way to think about it. The way to think is the arms support the legs support the arms. It's actually much easier to balance when the whole body moves as a unit. It's not just easier to balance, you'll feel stronger. So don't worry about getting it wrong. That's the beauty of silk reeling. We repeat, repeat, repeat. You have endless opportunities to get it right. You can do thousands of these if you like. Keep trying, but don't worry if it doesn't go well. Actually, we learn so much more by getting things wrong than we do if we get it perfect each time. So as we make a mistake, we go, oh, that wasn't quite right. And we can go, I know what I did, and you can sort it out. If you're oblivious to the fact that you're getting things wrong, then you can't actually improve. So we need to break free of this culture, this idea that everything has to be perfect all of the time. Actually, getting things wrong, making mistakes, is a vital aspect, a vital part of the learning process. So relax. Chill out, enjoy yourself, have a laugh if you get it wrong, and try again. Are we ready? We're going to stand on the right foot. We've just done our old cat washes its face and pull the left foot in. And now when we move our arms, we're moving with the leg. And the leg is furthest forwards, so the leg is leading the way. But it's like pulling a string. Everything goes together, but the foot is the one pulling. So we step, and that pushes the hands down. And we look forwards, all at the same time. Can you try it again? So we step, and push down, look forwards. Now we untwist, and that feeds the weight forwards from underneath. We brush round the knee, not literally around the knee, but above, around an arc around the knee, and press forwards, relax to center. Now we feed the weight back, release the wrists, extend the fingers, turn, feed the weight forwards, and the lower arm pulls the back foot in. Now the foot taking a step pulls the arms down, and we look forwards. We brush round the knee and push forwards. Relax, feed back and turn, forwards and in. Again, foot leads the way, step, around, forwards, relax to center, back, extend the fingers, turn, forwards and in, step, brush knee and push, back, turn, forwards and in. Well done, and rest. Now I'm aware there's a lot going on there. And so some of you who are watching the video maybe, or even in class, you might feel a bit overwhelmed. So remember at the beginning we talked about using an avatar, watching somebody else do it and visualizing yourself doing it, feeling how that would feel. I'd like you to try that now. I'm going to show you it, the side view and the front view, and see if you can take on that feeling. Watch, observe, learn, but relax yourself. If you're busy thinking, oh, I'll never get that, then you're blocking yourself from actually experiencing the viewing of it properly. So just watch. Okay, I'm going to show you it sideways on. So we step, brush knee and push. It's one movement with the two arms. Back, turn, forwards, arm brings leg, leg brings arms. Brush knee, push. Back, turn, forwards, in, step, brush knee, push. Relax to center, back, turn, forwards, and up. Okay. I'm going to show you the front view as well. I'd like you to see it from different angles. Again, just watch. You could join in if you like, of course, but see if you can see the unity of everything moving together. Arms and legs move together. So I'm going to show you the mirrored view, and okay. Good, so let's try it together now, and I'll do the back view. So often, especially with the screen, people might feel, I can't see what she's doing, I can't see where her hands are. Don't worry, see if you can get the footwork, see if you can get the body in the right direction, see if you can get the arms, even roughly, in the right place. The palm positions are the least important of everything, because you can still get the correct structure if the palms are facing the wrong way. And actually, though we're learning a very specific choreography, often you can flip the palms, you can do something different with your palms for a different outcome, either energetic or application. So these movements are like a blueprint, but they are not the final thing. If you are doing a martial art, for example, if you're actually using it in fighting, in application, you may have to adapt the blueprint to suit the needs of the situation. So this is giving you a good foundation of body memory. It's not the only way to do these movements. So do your best, but relax, breathe. Any effort will pay off in some way. Okay, let's try. We're standing on our right hand up. We relax to center, and we're going to step, untwist, feed the top hand forwards, relax to center. Feed back and turn. Forwards and up. Step, look forwards, press the hands down. Brush knee and push, relax to center. Feed the weight back, turn. Feed from underneath, the arm brings the foot, and step. Brush knee and push. Back, turn, forwards, arm brings the leg, leg brings the arms. Brush knee and push. Relax to center and rest. Well done. So if you run out of space before I do, you could scoot back and continue, or you could just stop and watch. Every effort, as I say, pays dividends. It doesn't have to be perfect every time, but we use perfection like a carrot dangling in front of us. So that's what Tai Chi means. It means supreme ultimate. We are aiming for perfection, knowing fine well that we'll never get it. But if we aim for perfection, by goodness, we will go a long way. We will continuously improve. And perfection is elusive. It will continue to seem higher as we go towards it. But that means that we'll go an awful long way. And to mere mortals, watching who have never done Tai Chi before, if you do it for long enough, if you try hard enough, you will seem to be perfect at it. Our masters look pretty perfect to us. To them, they still see that elusive goal that's just tantalizingly close, but not quite attained. And that is what allows us to have lifelong learning, and we can constantly improve. If you were the donkey who got the carrot, you might have an enjoyable few moments eating it, and then what? So by attaining perfection, you actually lose the path. So we know that perfection is unobtainable, and therefore we can continue to develop endlessly and find improvement. We often don't realize how far we've come, though. We think, oh, I'm still no good at this, I'm still being corrected, I'm still, but that's the whole point, is to continuously grow. But if we look back at where we've come from, many people at the beginning couldn't do 5 minutes without having to sit down and take a break. So you're doing ever so well. It's fun to walk a path that never has an end. It really is. I hope you feel that way too. Let's come together, please, and we'll finish with a wee relaxation. So physical movement is wonderful and aids energetic flow. But Tai Chi is all about bringing us into balance. So we have movement, then we have stillness. Now we always start with a little bit of stillness, this standing, relaxing, quietening, calming down, sighing down through the body. Actually, we could build that up to doing half an hour, even to an hour of just standing, or even just sitting quietly and still. And that would bring great benefits, though you may not feel that you have time for that. But even a few minutes of stillness paves the way for a nice, calm and focused practice. Whereas if we come in with the busyness of the day and all the things that we have to do rattling around our minds, it is rather like trying to see the bottom of the ocean through all of the turbulence and waves. So we need to let things calm. But also, if we take a period of time after we have done our physical practice to be still, that allows the actions that we have done to play out more deeply and more thoroughly through our system. So our practice is not just benefiting us while we do it, but it continues to unfold benefits for days afterwards. If you've built strength, you're not just strong in the moment, you'll feel stronger for days. So by adding a little touch of stillness, it's like giving your computer time to process after you have asked it to play a particular program. You'll see that little circle going round on the screen, going, I'm thinking about it, I haven't stopped working, but I'm just thinking about it, and then the program comes up. Whereas if we kept demanding more and more actions of our computer while it was processing, it would just go, ugh, and you'd probably need to switch it off and on again. Well, we're the same. We need that little bit of space and quiet in order to fully integrate and get the most out of our practice. So never think of it as being lazy. If you feel the need for rest, your system needs it, and it will process whatever it needs to do a lot quicker and easier than if you just keep pushing yourself even though you're tired. So let's plant our feet to the floor, please, and lengthen up through the top of the head. Gently close your eyes if it's comfortable to do so, or you don't have to. You can gently gaze ahead if you wish. Check posture, please. The top of the head floats up, the chin is slightly down and back. The mouth is gently almost closed, almost open. So can you blow a bubble of saliva between your lips? This tiny little bubble, that's the feeling, just this almost closed. And we want to make sure that we're upright, so the top of the head lengthening up, the chin down and back. The body simply releases down towards the centre of the earth, but the top of the head remains up. This creates a lovely feeling of space, of open, free space. And as you breathe, I'd like you to relax and let go of any tension that you feel. You can do this simply by letting go into the spaciousness. As you breathe, let that heaviness drain down through your body, through your legs, through your feet, and into the floor. Let your breath simply flow. And notice, where do you feel your breath? Do you feel it in your nostrils? Or up between your eyes at the top of your nose? Do you feel it in your throat? Or in the top of your chest? Or down into your lungs? Or do you feel your breath in your belly? There's no right or wrong answer to this question. In fact, you may feel the breath in any part of the body. For now, I'd like to encourage you to feel into your back. And as you breathe, notice how your breath influences your back. We often don't think of breathing with our back, but most of your back is the back of your lungs. Right the way down to your waist, you're breathing with your lungs, and therefore the back will move a little bit. So this is one of the interpretations of the guidance, listen behind. You can literally listen to your back as you breathe. Now let's feel into the waist, the back of your waist. And this is the smallest part of your back. Think of breathing into your waist. So we're not actually making any physical movements here at all other than breathing. But our awareness now is in the waist and the small of the back. Good, and now let's feel down into the pelvis, into the hips, and especially feeling the back of your hips. Think of breathing into the back of your hips. Good, and let go of that thought. Let's breathe and feel into the backs of the legs. That whole posterior chain, from the top of the hips all the way down to the heels. Breathe and feel into the backs of your legs. It may feel quite difficult to feel and breathe into this area, but just do your best to feel and listen. You may try doing this while lying in bed. You can lie on your back and then you can feel the touch of the bed, or even if you try lying on the floor, you feel the surface connecting with your skin and the weight of your body sinking in to this point of contact. Good. Let's let go of that thought. Feel all the way up to your neck. Feel the back of your neck as you breathe. Feel the back of your head. And let's bring the awareness all the way over the top of the head and into the face. Breathing into your face. Feeling for every area in the face. We have lots of nerve endings in the face, so as soon as we bring our awareness here, there'll be lots of information. We can breathe into the forehead, into the eyebrows. Breathe into the eyes themselves. Feel the balls of the eyes relaxed in their sockets as we breathe into them. Feel down over the nose. Breathing into the nose. Breathing into the cheeks. Breathing into the jaw. The teeth. The tongue. Allow everything to be very soft. Let everything release. Breathing into the ears, the sides of the face. Breathing into the throat. Breathing into the chest and collarbone. Breathing down into the belly. And finally, let's bring our awareness up to the shoulders. From the neck, relaxing over the shoulders, over that uppermost section. As we breathe, feel into the shoulder sockets And feel down the arms, breathing into the upper arms, front, back and sides. Breathing into the elbows, breathing into the lower arms, breathing into the wrists, breathing into the palms, breathing into your fingers, one at a time, the thumbs, the first fingers, middle fingers, ring fingers, little fingers. Breathe to the very tips of your fingers and let go. Let's bring our awareness and our breath back down to the center of the body, to the dantian, the belly, and let's very gently draw the hands in to cover the belly, hugging your elbows gently in. Now we breathe and relax down into the belly, calming down. Feeling the belly gently filling with energy once more. Feel the touch of the hands, the warmth. Breathing the awareness into the belly once more. And feel your energy is stronger. Beautiful, well done. Let's feel our way back into the whole body and gently, slowly wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, easing yourself back into movement. A little bit more. Bringing your awareness back to your surroundings and to your room. And when you're ready, you can slowly and gently open your eyes. Very good. Well done. So a little relaxation, a little bit of stillness every day is absolutely vital to get the best out of our experience. So we can keep going endlessly without a moment's rest, but it doesn't do us any favors. So everything in moderation, everything in balance. A little bit of action, a little bit of rest, and you will have a perfect harmony between the two. Folks, thank you so much for joining me today and for watching on the video. Let's salute. We take right hand in fist, left hand straight, and pull back the thumb, and we salute. Thank you. If you're going on to do a day's work, make sure you're fully awake, please. You can drink a little drink, you can rub and pat and brush, but if you're wanting to now go for a sleep, go and have a lovely sleep. Make sure you're fully awake before you go on about your business, but you can use this to just ease yourself into a lovely rest. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you next time.